Welcome, everybody. Whew. I tried to go live, big screen or whatever, but I don't know. I can't figure it out. YouTube changed their stuff, so I don't know. Anyway, I guess we're doing it like this. Hello, Mama. We're gonna be looking at prints and just hang out at the hot spot and see it. I tried to do the video long ways, but for some reason I can't. I don't know how to do it. It says push the button for horizontal and vertical. I push for horizontal and it just says I gotta flip the phone up. So screw it. All right, let me pull you guys off from this tripod real quick. I brought the tripod so that way I could set it down, but oh my god. Come on. No, I don't want to go. Hello, CP. Hello, Ty. I got you guys just on the phone or whatever the other way because I couldn't figure out how to turn it around, but it is what it is. I'm trying to find a print to cast, good enough to cast. I mean, I know y'all can see that one there. And then what caught my eye was that one right there. That one there. There's deer in there. You can see the deer. I'm trying to find a good print to see if I can cast it. Oh, there's one over there too. Across the water there. Y'all can see that. I'm gonna keep pointing them out. Let me make sure I lock up the Squatchmobile. Come on. Okay. Casting materials are in there. You gotta apologize about getting emotional in your life. That's from the heart. We have somebody out here in a van with a couple dogs. Turkey print, guys. Stepped over there, going that way. And might add, it's been downpouring like crazy here, so these prints are all fresh. I came out yesterday. Me and Chris and Alicia spent hours and hours out here running around here. We looked at the rock piles. We went out here and we looked for tracks all over. It's a nice one there, but you can see that the thing ran it over. Tire prints, see the tire prints. When I came out yesterday, this one here is still there. I was gonna cast it, but it's so hard to cast. You can see it in that water there, probably. It didn't have good toe definition, so I was like, screw it. How's everybody doing today? So I'm just feeling pretty good. Ooh, that smell. I'm already being watched. Wow, look at that, guys. Check this out. This is fresh. A couple people over there with dogs. Pretty dogs too. Wow. Wow. Yeah, this is pretty sweet. It's split down here though, look. And that's twisted, guys. This branch is twisted. And this branch down here, this is an old branch, guys, look. That's not even part of that tree. There's another branch laying behind it. It's not even part of this tree. Different kind of bark. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, and it's even broke up here. Okay, let's see if we can find a hair sample on there. Come on now, why my fat fingers keep pushing the buttons? I'm sorry. I'm trying to hold on to the phone and look. Keep forgetting this on a short screen, so sorry we have to go this way on the video, but I can't figure out how to rotate the screen. I'm computer literate, so I just said I'm computer illiterate. I heard, oh, it's coming from behind. They definitely know something's out here. Okay, see, this is the kind of stuff I look in, guys. I look for prints in the dirt along the edges, especially after it rains, because if you watch, I'm gonna step right here. You can kind of see my footprint in there. But if you get into the softer stuff where they can step, like I'm stepping right here, guys, watch. See that? That's from me. So, okay, now, speaking of that, over here, that's, can't really say it's feet prints, but it kind of looks like one this way and one that way, but it's hard to tell if something was standing there. What happened with you? With who? You talking to me? Yeah, it looked like right and left foot, but there's no toe definition to cast it. So I said I find feet prints all the time out here, but the thing is I look at this big old pile here. The thing is, I'm trying to find good toe definition, and otherwise it's just, that's kind of weird. Never seen that before. Otherwise it's just a waste, of casting material. And oh, okay. He's asking about Mama. Okay. We got some prints over here, guys, in the mud. Let's get over to them. Check them out. And that, my friends, is a lot of turkey prints coming from this field here. Just like doing circles, it looks like. Well, there's a lot of them. There's some deer prints here too. Some more turkey came in up here. I got short clips of the turkeys on my page or whatever that come through. Ooh, is that pretty up there flying or what? Chris said he's been seeing a bald eagle. Yeah, I'm not sure, but it looks like a turkey. I don't know if I'm getting that or not. Okay, moving on. This one here is the one that's got me baffled, guys. With this print, you can see the U shape in it and the pressure from where it pushed down and lifted up, but it has a little thing in the back of it here. And then the same thing here, because right here is another print. This is one side, this is the other side, where it pushes in the dirt, and then it has the U shape right there. This one didn't push down that far, but they're just the U shape. That's kind of weird looking. And this is that hillside from my night live where I seen that it on the back side of this, and then all four of them were right here in the wood line when I approached them. When I came back this way, to confront them, and people are like, "Oh, Songa, you was running in your live." I wasn't running. I was walking fast, yeah, but I wasn't running. Why was you running from the Satungas, is what they say. Why are you running from Bigfoot? I said, I ain't running from Bigfoot. I ain't scared of Bigfoots. These its or whatever, people don't understand about these its. These its will hurt you. They will take your soul. Missing. Ain't from Satungas. It ain't from Bigfoots. Oh, I love doing that too. Trying to make stuff out of the clouds. You can just imagine how much your mind will think of stuff. See them, somebody asked on another channel, well, how do you know if it's a Wendigo or if it's an it? You know, it could just be anything coming up on you. Well, let me just tell you something. Songa's gonna let you know. When these its are coming up on you, they ain't running on 2 feet and all that. These things, it literally sounds like when they're coming in like through the brush and all that, it literally sounds like something's trying to crawl up on you. The best way to say it is like a snake trying to sneak up on you. It don't sound bipedal walking like we walk, like the Bigfoots do. There's that smell again. One's closed. Yeah, there's one in the area. I can smell it. I'm getting that odor. I am talking about the Bigfoot. When these its chased me or whatever, the four of them, when they circled me around, when I circled them around, so I can go back and get my equipment. Y'all heard me laughing in the live and all that. I'm like, ha, psyched y'all out. I did that on purpose because I needed to get my equipment and I wanted to get them in one spot. And I knew once you get to that field up there on top, they won't come out at you because I don't know what it is. They don't like coming out of the wood line for some reason. They like to hide. But they didn't have no odor to them either. I didn't smell them. I don't think they were close enough for me to smell them. But I know one of them was right inside the tree line. Like, okay, like from here to that tree, that's how close I was to one of them its. And it was doing a little clicking noise. It's I don't know if I can like mimic it or whatever. It's almost like some kind of clicking noise. And it's really weird. I shouldn't have done it out here. Dang. Why don't you ever use your head, Sangha? Yeah, I'll do it. You got your TVs up. Trim down a little bit. Even though Josh is saying whoop whoop because he's in the house, but I'm still going to do a whoop. Whoop! Whoop! Squatch Topic PA, what's up, brother? CP, how you doing? It's choppy. Yeah, that's what we're gonna call it, the Predator, because we don't like saying the name of it. Okay, I came out of the woodline, guys. Uh-oh. Something's in there. Anyway, on one of my lives, there was right here where this tree is, and I got pictures on the Facebook group. There was one of them it's standing straight up that was about 10 foot in the air right here before I turned this trail. It was on a live stream. I had pictures of it on the channel. Plus my first encounter was back there by the witch's tree of one of these creatures. And then, if you guys don't remember, on one of the videos, I'm aimed at this trail here, and that thing was coming down the trail, and his face, I got just his face because he was on all fours. And I have a picture of that too on there. I've got him on video. I got the one walking over here by the witch's tree on video. And I got the one standing here. It was on a live stream on the video. And I got the one right here on the video. So this area right here is kind of like a hot spot for them. They like this spot here. Trying to be quiet because I heard something in there. I keep hearing something in the bush. Could be a squirrel. Could be a rabbit. Could be a duck. Could be the hairy man. Somebody check the audio. I heard, ooh, I'll blow it up on my loudspeakers too. Timestamp. It was pretty loud too. That's what they do to me out here. They do the, ooh, like almost like, ooh, I see ya. Or, ooh, hey. Sorry for the bouncing. I didn't bring the tripod with me. I left it up by the truck. I wasn't planning on coming down in here. I want to get one of them video stabilizer things or whatever they're called, stabilizer for cameras and all that. You can put your cameras on them and it keeps your video stabilized, so you don't have all this bouncing. They're about $80-$90 online. You can get a cheap one, I think, for like 40, 50, something like that, plus shipping. So when you're walking, it's like a selfie stick or whatever, but it keeps it from bouncing and it makes it like pivot on this thing or whatever. So it like, what is that back there? Where is it? Gotta find the tree. Oh, is that all over there? That's kind of weird looking. Right up in there. Right up in here is where I seen who I call Curious George. I came out here. Me and Alicia was walking, and I was being quiet like I am now. And he was over on the witch's tree, which is just right up here. Let me zoom back out. I'm trying to be quiet. The dirt's sticking to my shoes and it's making it sound like rocks. Rock clacking, like low clicking. My wife told me the other day, she's like, how come you never do hunts in the daytime? I'm like, because Sasquatches come out at nighttime. She's like, most of your videos are at night. It's like, people like day hunts too. You know, I wish I'd have brought the tripod so I could just set it up and let it sit for a minute. Kind of bummed out though, man. Like, bummed. Because right here, there used to be a nice little tree bend. They used to go across here. They used to sit right here. There was a nice little arch, a little bend. And when that storm came through, they came in and cut up a bunch of stuff. Well, they removed that. Can you guys see it? Let me show you. Y'all see the tree structure back there? That thing is huge. That's the teepee structure. Ahoy, Tensei. Isonga. Hello, my friend, family, familia. I heard something over there. I'm just guessing it's them because they have a little den thing back in there, like a little wall thing that they cover themselves. Yeah, that's what my wife said too. That they're active in the daytime. And the only thing about the daytime is they're active or whatever because I've got them on video. I mean, you've seen them. You gotta see the pictures on the Facebook group. And I've seen them out in the daytime too. I caught pictures of them in the daytime. Right here, this tree is the witch's tree or whatever. I was out here, and that's where I seen George. I caught George. He's the young like red one. He runs across the log, jumps off, and runs up the hillside. And my wife was like, "What was that?" I told her, I said, "You already know what it was." She was doing the hunts with me, and then she stopped because I think that it was just too much for her. Like she wasn't expecting all the stuff that was happening. Which there's a few people, that I bring out, and then they're like, there ain't nothing out there. I ain't scared of them woods. You ain't got nothing in there. You're just chasing shadows and ghosts, and you're just doing this, and you're just doing that, and then they get out here and they don't want to go by themselves. They want to hug me. They can't explain what they seen and what's going on, and they get scared. But it is what it is. I didn't bring my hiking shoes. I got my Crocs on, but we got somebody coming with a quad. Well, they some young kids just cruising down through here. One kid looked like he was about 10, and the other one looked like he was about 12, 13. One was on a dirt bike, and the other one was on a four-wheeler, the younger one. I didn't want to show them on the channel because I don't like to show other people's kids. Even though it's public, you can, but I don't like to. Yeah, I keep trying to tell people or whatever about that mama. See, the hair sample I found the other day on the stick, I uploaded it to the thing. It came out human-like DNA, but the weird thing is, going towards the end of it, it was turning into like primate, which was kind of weird. And it has like orange, like the hair is like, I thought it was black, but then when I actually started looking at the hair, it's more reddish. And then it has like a orange spot in it, like a glob, like a quarter of the way into the hair. It has like an orange spot. And then the one tip, if you look at them on the pictures or whatever that I posted on the channel, the one tip is just like a straight piece or whatever, like kind of like this. It just comes up or whatever, and it's just keeps going to the tip stops, It's like a stick type deal. And then the other one, you can see where it's like if you take a stick and you break it off at the part right here, like it's been pulled out, so you can tell that it's been ripped out when they threw the stick. And then not only that, I don't know how it does it. The hair, if you look at it on there, it goes in a straight line like this, but on the one tip it branches off with two extra pieces of hair, and then it does it on the top part too when coming down this way. So it makes like a V, like it does like this, but this one goes this way downward, and then this one goes this way upward on the hair. And I've never seen hair do that. So why off like that? And that's in the hair sample. So you can see the pictures on the Great Outdoors Biggie YouTube channel. You just go in there and look for, I think, video. I think it's under video. I don't know if it moved it to the short yet. It was supposed to be a short, but I posted the videos of the rocks they threw at me. Well, the rock, and then the other one was the rock I found on a deer trail at Fort Custer. Me and Chris found that together. We weren't live. I think we were mushroom hunting when we found that rock. And I didn't have my phone at the time because, those of you know, Songa got into a bind and I sold my phone. Trying to keep it still a little bit, the phone, as much as I can without shaking. I think that's got a lot to do with I ain't had nothing to eat now. I'm diabetic. Oh wow, Songa said, hey, on his live stream, hey, there's a perfectly good doorway for the dogs. Oh, now there's a stick blocking it. Aww. Ain't that just so lovely? Just lovely placed right there. I said, hey, that looks like a spot for the dogs to go in, and then now there's a stick blocking it. Oh, wow. That's funny. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for a camcorder that you can like tether to your phone and then use it live. That's what I want. And I know you can do it because how does the news do it when they go out and all that? Like, do they tether? They have to be able to, you have to be able to tether your thing to actually go live, so the news people can do it. I mean, I don't want to spend $8,000 on a camera, but if I could find one for a few $100s that you can go live with, that'd be kind of cool. I've been thinking about looking into I've been looking into them. I want to find like a security camera system or whatever that runs on Wi-Fi. The cameras do, and then set up a home base in the circle over there, and put like a camera like down here, facing down in the ditch. Have another one up on the trail, another one farther up. Have like all 5 cameras out, like they do on ghost hunting, and have a generator down there and all that, and then have another phone facing the screen or whatever, and see what all you can pick up. Because most of them that are made for home security or whatever are all night vision. Kind of like what they do when they go ghost hunting. This spot here is the creepiest spot I've ever been in right here. Back in this area. This is where I always get stuff thrown at me. I've seen stuff levitate. This is where we got Big Black and that one walking in the background. The pictures. When I was up in there, I gave Chris the phone. I had hit pause because we were doing videos, and I would pause it in between so it would save the battery and stuff and the memory, so we didn't burn up the memory so fast. So I would pause the video while I handed Chris the phone. We were going that way. We were into the pines, and I was in front. Chris was just a little bit behind me, and this dog, I'm talking about dog man, was standing there coming at me. I was going towards it, and this is the first time I seen the dog man, and it was coming at me. And then I told Chris, I said, Chris, film it. So he's like, I got it. He's like, dude, I got it. He's like, what is that? I'm like, dude, just slow down, just film it. And then right when Chris says, what is that? It takes off. Then I'm like, man, I'm like excited. I get the phone from him. I chased it all the way up there, and then I come back, whatever, and then we get back over here, and I sit down for a minute, and I calm myself down. I tell Chris to chill out, calm down, we're fine. And I'm like, let me see the video. I go in to play the video. Chris never hit the record button, so we never got it on film. It would have been the best clear video of a dog man. That thing was neat too. When it looked at me, it was kind of like, most people think that if a dog man looks at you or whatever, it's going to eat you or whatever. But that's not the reaction of it. When I came up on it, I was in camouflage or whatever. I came up on it, and I don't remember what I had. I had a stick in my hand or something. I was like swiping cobwebs, and I was down low to the ground, almost like crawling through the woods, but not really crawling. But I was like hunched all the way down so I could get underneath the brush and all that. And when that thing was coming up over the hill, it looked at me. I looked at it, and its reaction was like, "Oh." And my reaction was like, oh, like, is this really happening? And then it was like, it stared at me for a minute, like, and then I think it seen Chris too behind us, but behind me. And then it was like, oh, heck no. It was gone. True story. Happened over in there in them pines. I wasn't afraid of it. I didn't even know what it was. Like, I wasn't even, to tell you the truth, y'all, like, I was walking through there or whatever, and I wasn't even expecting to see it. Like, I wasn't even like, I was thinking like it's daytime, we're not gonna see nothing, and you know, and then for it to just boom, it was right there in my face, like from me to this tree right here. And that's probably like 10 foot. That's how close we were in the woods. Like it could, if it wanted to, it could have just jumped and ate me and whatever, but it didn't. Its reaction was, "Oh shoot!" My reaction was like, "Oh shoot!" And I was like, "Chris, film it, film." He's like, I am." He's like, I got it, dude, I got it." He's like, "What is it? What is it?" I'm like, "Just film it." Yeah. And then he's like, I got the video. I'm like, cool, cool. And then I'm like, we go to play it back. And I'm like, Chris, you didn't hit the record button. He's like, I thought you handed it to me. It was recording the whole time. I'm like, no. He's like, well, I was talking the whole time and showing him all these trees and plants and telling him this and showing him bins. And so he thought he was, because we went in up here. There's like a little trail off this little dip. I heard like a thump. Sound like a car door though. See this ravine right here? We went in. There's a little spot over here off to this side. We went in, and there's a little archway, and we went all the way back in there. And then when I first started the channel, we walked this trail first, and that's when we had them things run up on us that we couldn't explain. I don't think we could, like, we didn't even see them because we had cell phone flashlights. So them eye shines, the big eye shines and stuff. When I first loaded up my first videos, we didn't even have cameras. Like we had like the crappiest cameras you could have. And then when I got surrounded by all these creatures, which I knew they were in here, but they made themselves known that they were almighty powerful because they surrounded me back in there. That's not alive. And believe me, when they surround you guys and they come up on you and they bluff, what I call bluff charging, because what they do is they'll stomp and make all this noise and they'll run up on you. It'll be like boom, 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 and then they're right up on you, and you know that they're like right there on the other side of that bush. And it's what I call a bluff charge. They're trying to see your reaction, what you're gonna do. If you're gonna shoot at them, if you're gonna try to fight, if you're just gonna take off running. They're doing that because they want to see your reaction. Which my reaction is I'm gonna stand my ground and see what this thing is. And they were like, oh, well, he's cool. And you have to go out, without cameras if you want to hunt Sasquatches and all that. You have to go out, and you have to go out with cameras. You have to go out and you have to spend time out there by yourself. You have to take them food. Ooh. I just broke a tree back there. I heard that whole snap. I was like, back that way. That's the day den back there where they sleep and all that. I think that's the main camp back that way. But it's so thick through there, and I wasn't planning on it. I got shorts. Otherwise, I'd probably go in there. But anyway, like I was saying, when you guys do hunts and all that, just don't be scared. And like Mama tells everybody, keep an open mind, keep your heart rate down, and just be at peace. See, a lot of people when they film or whatever, they come out to the woods or whatever, they're out there to have a good time. They're like, oh, I'm getting out there with friends, family. They're having a good time. The vibe's good. They don't see nothing, but yeah, they keep filming and having a good time, and they hear stuff here and there, and they're not seeing these creatures yet. Like that's scaring them. Like some people get scared of them because they're pretty tall and all that, and you got to get into all the cryptids and all that when you hunt. And of course, a telemarketer got to be right in the middle of a live stream. Sorry about that. They never find a good time to call. Oh, I just heard something weird. Hold on. Here comes some four-wheelers again. Okay, but anyway, when you're doing this or whatever, you just want to make sure that you research Bigfoots, research the Dogman, because the Dogman runs with the Bigfoots, and get into like mythical creatures. Like, somebody asked on Mama's channel the other day, are fairies real? And all she had to do was just tell you guys straight up, go look at Songo's short that he has of a fairy that was caught on a live stream. It was in the video. It was flying around in the video. It comes flying by me all the time. It comes up to my house or whatever and flies in front of the camera. Here comes these kids again, guys on four-wheelers. Let me let them through. I'm not going to film them now. Don't hit them. I'll get a video of them from behind though, so that way nobody sees their face. But yeah, I got surrounded by them or whatever. They did a thing to me where they surrounded me, and at first it was like, it was scaring. Like it scared me. Like I wasn't expecting it, if you know what I mean. I wasn't expecting for all the high generals, was what I call them, like high generals, high dogs, to all surround me. And it was like, hey, we're in here. This is our home. These are our woods. You respect us, we'll respect you. And this is how I felt. And I was like, yep. And I was like, well, y'all can respect me too and let me pass. Let me out, because I don't like being surrounded like that. And I think they were telling me too, is like, well, we don't want you to bring a crew in here either. Bark's missing off from that. I just want to show you guys that. We don't want you bringing a crew in here either and surrounding us. We don't like that either. So that's what my understanding was from it. And I accepted it, and it was peaceful, actually. Like, I was like, wow, that's cool. And then I chased a kid or whatever, and it started making noises at me one time. And it started blowing at me. It was like almost like, it was kind of weird because you could feel the blow against your chest like it did to me in Squatch PA. Josh knows what I'm talking about because it happened to us on the deck. I did this. I went like that, like a deer does. And the Sasquatch blew back the blow, kind of like how I did it, but it was a little harder. And you could feel the wind and the breath hit your chest like boom when it did it back. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. And I had it happen here when I got up there that one night on live. It was a few nights, well, probably like a week or so back. And the baby did it. And you can still feel the wind off from it, don't get me wrong. But That's when I told the other ones because I did that, and then I heard the stomping and the mama doing it back, and she was running, and then here comes another one running, and they were getting mad. They were running up on me, and when you hear them running or whatever, you know it's them because you hear. Let me see if I can. I don't know if I can imitate it or not. You hear, like something like that, but it's louder, and it's almost like you can feel the ground shaking in a way. But so I backed off. I'm like, I'm not trying to corner your kid. Sorry, you know. I didn't know it was the baby, so I backed off. A lot of times you guys hear me on the lives, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna back out. It's not because I'm scared or anything like that. It's just I have respect for him. There's a print right there. It was standing here, and then it went there, but it's not castable. But it's for respect. Like I wouldn't want nobody chasing my kid and doing all that to my kid. Top of the hill. It's on top of the hill. Who says that? Oh, that's Matt Moneymaker. No, stop. Right there. Right. Come on, get your fat finger in there. Right up in there. Right beside that tree. Come on now, stop, Sangha. Quit moving. Hold it steady. Why is it focusing? Come on now. Mosquitoes are biting. Come on, stop. Yeah, right there. To me, it looks like a head. And I can see the shoulders. And it looks like it's just standing there watching me. It's right next to a tree, though. I see the one side of the shoulder. I'm trying to hold it still, guys. You see the head, kind of like the head. I'm pretty sure. Right up in that little hole right there. Whoop! Whoop! Oh, I see it. I see it raise the shoulder up. Oh, yeah, there you guys go. You guys can see it. It raised up a little bit. Well, it definitely sees me. Oh man, that's neat. Whoa, where's it at in the video here? It looks like it ducked down. I'm sorry for the shaking, guys. I'm trying to hold it as steady as I can. I don't even see it no more in the video. Kathy, hey, how you doing? Kathy's been a friend of the channel for a while. A family member. Boy, I was in an uproar last night, man. I went and I was reading some posts. Nah, I better not talk about it. I don't want to talk about other channels. I'll just let it go. You don't gain nothing by talking about other channels. The only thing is, it just makes people mad, and then they run back and say stuff. So, but I had some subscribers text me and all that, and said, "Sangha, or they call me Biggie. Some call me Sanga. They were like, some call me by my name. They were like, dude, we love the hunts. We love the advice that you give us. You give out good advice, and we're thankful for that. And I said, right on. I can help you out anytime you want, anytime you need it. But then there's other people that are like, dude, your videos are garbage. They're blurry. They're this, they're that. I'm like, yeah, most videos are blurry when they're up on you. And then I was watching a documentary, and the dude was like, yeah, we're putting trail cams everywhere with SD cards and all that. I think they can see the infrared and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I've been saying that from day one. And then he's like, yeah, we're using our cameras or whatever. And if we catch one, we're going to get the best video ever. And my buddy got one years back or whatever. And it was like the best video I've ever seen. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not buying that. And then, yeah, I don't think anybody else in the world's got the best videos and da 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 da. I'm like, okay, whatever you say. I tell you the reason why most pictures of Sasquatches and most videos and all that are blurry is because they do something to your camera equipment. And if you do get a good glimpse, picture, whatever, vice versa, it's because, maybe you caught it by, mistake. But usually, most of them, like 99% of them, are all blurry. And that's why they're all like, well, why is it always blurry? Why is it always when it's moving away? I'm like, well, ask it to stand there and so you can take its picture. It's not going to happen. And then why are they blurry? Is because they interfere. They have some kind of, it's like when you're walking through the woods and you get that feeling. Sometimes I feel like somebody's watching me, and your hairs stand up and the electric charge, and they do something to the cameras too. They erase cards. They erase memory cards all the time. You think I'm joking? Ask Watch Topic PA. He's had so many cards erased. I've had so many cards erased. I've had cameras, and this is no joke. I had them sitting in my backyard. No videos from nighttime. The one in the front yard, videos from nighttime. Okay. I've had cameras sitting out, like, say like this. One's facing this way, one's facing that way, one's facing this way, right? Okay, towards that wood line, no nighttime. There'll be nighttime this way, nighttime this way. So if they're active in there, there's no nighttime videos from that. So if they don't want to be on camera and all that, they just wipe your card. Now, I've had this happen, and people might think I'm crazy, but it's cool. I don't care. Because, you got to be somewhat crazy to be out here doing this. But I had a camera sitting on a tree, and this was wintertime. I went out to retrieve the camera, and the trail camera was gone. I walked past this tree. You can see my tracks. Mama could verify because I was on a live with her, live stream or live messenger or whatever. The camera was on the tree. I know where I put it, and I walked past it, and you could see my tracks going back and forth and circling around this tree. And I didn't see the camera. When I was like, well, that's messed up. I was telling the Sasquatches, I'm like, that's messed up. You guys are just gonna let somebody come in here and steal my camera or whatever. I left, I came back, and I got Chris. I said, hey, Chris, come back with me. Chris came back with me. We're out. We're looking for this trail cam. I go right up to the tree where I know it's the tree that I put it at. And guess what? On that tree is a trail cam. How it disappeared and then got put back beats me. And I thought it was just my mind playing tricks. I had my camera on me, my other one, the GoPro, and you could see me in the video walking past that tree, and there was no camera on that tree. And then when I came back, the camera was on the tree. Okay, I had another thing that happened to me too, which is unexplainable. I had my trail cam in my backyard, like I was telling you guys. It didn't film no nighttime. It took pictures inside my house of my stairwell. But when I put the trail cam out there, I didn't go out that way and all that. And the pictures were in the middle of the other pictures. And I'm like, how? There's no way. It's kind of weird. And I'm like, I asked my brother, Josh from Squat Top, I was like, you ever had any weird stuff like that happen? He said he had some weird stuff happen and he deleted the card. That it looked like it was in like a space thing or whatever. And I don't want to bring it up because, you know, it's his thing. But he had weird stuff like that happen to him too. Here's a tree knocked down. Fresh tree too. And they put it right in the path where that thing was chasing me that night. I think they blocked it off so it couldn't get to me. And that's fresh. That's fresh. Fresh. I came through there that night. I came out on the trail here. That's the trail. That's the way I came through. Wow. And it's got tree snaps too. I'll say this, I know they camouflage because they feel like. Okay, yeah, I was getting into that too. I swear, I get sidetracked. Everybody knows that. I don't know. I get sidetracked all the time. I hear something, see something, I get sidetracked. But anyway, people always ask me about Sasquatches, and they ask me, Songa, what's your thing about cloaking? And I'm like, I don't like to say cloaking. I like to say mirror imaging. And they're like, well, what do you mean by mirror imaging? Because I tell them, these Sasquatches can do like a chameleon. They can blend into the trees. They can blend in. That's how they disappear into like thin air. They blend into their surroundings. And the way I tell people is, yeah, they can cloak and go invisible. They can look like the predator. That's how the way to say it. It's like you can see it, but it looks like it's blurry, like you're looking through an old window and all that. I had that on a live stream too, where one was standing right in front of me. And it was about 10 foot tall doing it, cloaking. It was actually, it was right, kind of weird because it was like right over here in this spot. And I've also had them where they're standing beside a tree and they're blending in, like they're blending into the trees. Like at nighttime or whatever, when I see them, they almost look like, if you're not paying attention, they almost look like the color of the tree at nighttime. So when they're standing next to the tree, they're like chameleon. That's the way to explain it. Like if they're standing in the bush, they're green and they look like a bush. If they're standing next to the tree over there, they're like a grayish, bluish color because they can chameleon to the tree. So they can change their body to be like chameleon to the tree. Okay. Then they also can just cloak. Like they're walking, all of a sudden you're seeing them, and I had it happen to me at Squatch Top at PA in his backyard. I watched this one, it was coming across the field, it was walking like a hunchback of Notre Dame. I told Josh, I said, hey Josh, look at that. And then all of a sudden it turns, it looks at me, but when it turns, it does like its whole body, and it turns, and it does it halfway. It's walking, it's bent, and all of a sudden when it turns, it's like this. It looks at me, and then all of a sudden, it cloaked. Wicked. So when I say mirror imaging, this is another theory, whatever. I think the aliens do it too. And they can do this too. Okay, this is how I explain it to people, the other part of the mirror imaging. You have a spaceship. It's flying over water. And it's clear skies like, let's see, skies like that. Just say skies like that. Okay? So it's flying over water. Now, if you're flying above it, say you're in an airplane above it, okay, the bottom of it becomes the top and the top becomes the bottom. So if you're looking up at the spaceship, the alien spaceship, you would see just the sky because it's mirroring the top. The top part that's it's mirroring is going to the bottom, right? So if you were flying above the spaceship and it was above water, when you look down, you would see water. So the bottom becomes the top and the top becomes the bottom, which is mirror imaging. Same thing the creatures do. They mirror image. So, for instance, if they're standing there, say like there's a rock cliff and there's trees, what's behind them would be in front of them, what's in front of them would be behind them. So therefore, when you're looking at them, you're seeing right through them. People, I know. People are gonna be like, "Can you prove it?" Nah. Can I say that it happens? Yeah, because I've seen weird stuff that happened to me out here in MPA. But can I sit there and say for 100 that's what it is? Well, I can. Can other channels? They're not gonna agree with me. They're gonna be like, "Dude, you're full of it." But there's animals that chameleon. There's animals that can disappear. There's animals that can everything I said. That's why I call it mirror imaging. I don't call it cloaking. I like to call it mirror imaging. Because if you shine into a mirror and your face is in the mirror, when you shine into the mirror, your flashlight, because you're standing in a mirror, this is how I look at it with them. You're standing in a mirror and your face is in the mirror, but when you shine the flashlight in there, the flashlight goes past your face into the mirror. So if you're taking a flashlight and you're shining it into the woods and you're shining it at a Sasquatch, it's reflecting off of them, but it's going to look like it's going through them and you're still seeing the path. So somebody's like, well, how does that do that? Well, we've got cloaking stuff that the government's put out there and showed people that if you shine a light, it bends around an object or it goes through an object. And that's from the cloaking mechanism. So that's happened. It's been proven. So you got to put all of it into one. Like all the kind of cloaking ways you can cloak and ways you can blend in and chameleon and all that good stuff. You got to put all that into factor, and that's how these creatures are undetected. So I don't know if I explained it or not. Hey, Goodens Auto. Hey, what's up, buddy? I just seen your name in the thing. I wasn't paying attention. I'm got my head on a swivel talking. No song that never shuts up. Out here looking for tracks. Guess we're doing a day hunt too, because hey, it is what it is. Try to go a long way so people can enjoy the whole screen, but couldn't figure out how to do the phone. Everything's gone though. All the food is gone. Looking for tracks. I mean, possible it could be something there, but I'm not seeing nothing in there. I've seen a lot that I don't talk about. Yeah, I know it's Squash Topic. That's why I wasn't trying to blast what happened on that video, that card or whatever, that stuff that happened to me the same way. And it's just unbelievable or whatever when you're in this field or whatever. Like, people sit there and say, well, I'm out hunting Sasquatches and they like me and I've been out there doing it for a while, but they don't come to my home. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Because I know a brother that lives a long ways away from his hot spot. and they visit him at his home. They visit me at my home. They live a long ways away from Medicine Bear Claw, and they visit her at her home. And I'm like, I'm not seeing it, because if you build a bond, they like you, anything like that, they're going to follow you to your house. They're going to go home. You're going to see them peeking in your windows. You're going to catch them. You're going to smell them. You're going to notice little stuff in your yards, like them leaving you like little rock gifts and maybe a stick here and there. And I hate to tell you, you can't get past the smell that I smell like right now. But I noticed this though, the more I smell it, the more I get used to it, the closer they can get to me without me puking now. Like when I first smelled that and they came up too close, they were like really close to me, I about vomited, I about threw up on the channel. Now they can come right up next to me and the smell don't bother me because I smell it all the time. I'm always smelling it on it regularly. So I wish, like I said, I wish the phones had smell-o-vision. And then that's what another thing cracks me up about some channels that are high up there. Oh, that's kind of weird. And a dog came through here. Oh, it says rotate back. Dang it. I have to get this way then. Dog came through here. Another one back there. That one's wicked though. But hearing stuff. Sorry. Yeah, the hair samples or whatever, that's wicked too though, Josh. When you hold the hair sample up or whatever to light, you know what it does. It goes clear, like you can see through it. It's like transparent, white, whatever you want to call it. The new one that I found off the stick that was thrown at me does the same thing. There was a rock that just hit right here. They threw a little pebble. They're like, Lily, I just heard it hit and bounce. I don't know where they're at though. I know it's in here though because I can smell it. They just threw a pebble at me. There's a knock. A knock came from that way, from behind me. Somebody's coming in on somebody's walking 2 dogs. How you doing?
How are you?
You come out here a lot?
Yeah, I do. I like to take this trail, man. This is a nice.
You ever see anything or hear anything out here?
What's that?
You ever see anything or hear anything out here?
Not
No?
birds, just birds.
Oh, okay. He said just birds, and then walked away from me. That's in the trail. I said, you ever see anything or hear anything? He just, and the look he gave me, and then he was like, just birds. Come on now. You guys been on live streams and all that. You know you hear more than just birds out here. You hear knocks, you hear woos, you hear grunts. But I do know this too, though. I don't know how they do it, but I do know this. I can give you this factor too. Me and Chris come out on the hunts, and everybody knows this. Everybody watches the channel that watches the channel knows this. Chris will be standing next to me, and I hear a whoop. I hear a knock. I hear a grunt. And then I'll be like, Chris, you hear that? He's like, no, I didn't hear that. I'm like, you need to get your hearing checked. I tell him that all the time on the channel. Well, we're at the campfire at our house, and Chris hears a low grumble growl. And he's like, dude, you hear that growling? I'm like, no, I don't hear no growling. What are you tripping on, bro? And he goes, it's coming from the driveway. I said, well, that's kind of funny because that's where I kept seeing the Sasquatch was over there behind my truck or whatever, in between our trucks or whatever, and it was peeking up over the truck or whatever, and I kept seeing it. And then when I looked over there, it would duck down. And I was like, that's kind of weird. And Chris is like, yeah, it's coming from the driveway. It's like a low grumble growl. And I'm like, I don't hear it. And he's like, right there. He's like, listen, right there, it's doing it. He's like, dude, it's loud. You can't hear that? And I'm like, nah, I can't hear that. And now we got a chick coming through. And I didn't hear it. So I guess they pick who they want to hear them and who they don't want to hear them. I'm going to be quiet for a minute because we got somebody coming through and I want them to think I'm crazy. Talking to myself or something. Hello.
Hello.
That chick is about 5'2" and she's short or whatever. But yeah, she keeps looking on both sides of the trail like really hardcore. She keeps looking off to the one side where I had my encounter the first time I was out here. She has her phone too, real like right in her hand, so she can like, turn it on. Thinking maybe she had an experience out here though, just by the way she was acting when she came through. And then she went up around the corner, guys, around the bend here. She went up around the corner, so she's up in there. And then all of a sudden, I hear the stick break. But yeah, when she came through, whatever, she's like literally looking both sides of the trail, and she's watching hardcore in the openings, and she's like looking hardcore. I would film her, but I don't know the person, so I'm not trying to blow nobody out. I know you guys heard her say hi to me. And what's weird is where I put my tripod the other night, there's just this random clothing in here. Right up in here is where I heard that stick break when she turned the corner up there, because it's all paved and you got to go way up and around. Well, you guys know the hot spot. is that at in the video? Okay, yeah, there's a tree. Okay. That's kind of weird, this little thing up here, this little structure thing that they got built right there. But I keep seeing, I don't know how to get it on cam. I can't find it. I keep seeing like a little ear thing sticking out of a tree. Like, I see something staring at me. I can see part of the ear. But I don't see it on here. Oh, right there. It's right in there. Mosquito. Mosquitoes are biting. Oh man, I lost it again. Oh. Something just went right in front of the camera. It was a stick. Ooh, it was a stick. But it came from up above. I think anyway. Ain't nothing up there though. That was wicked. All of a sudden, a stick just flies right in front of me. I don't know. I don't see nothing around me but woods. That was kind of weird. That was definitely weird. Oh yeah, okay, CP, I'll see you later. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. Much blessings to you too. I wasn't gonna do a day hunt, whatever. I was just gonna come out here and look for prints or whatever. So I'm still looking for prints though. But I'm walking y'all through too. Let y'all see if you can see anything. Then I was doing a live stream too, whatever. And I seen Big Black, and I said, "Hey, there's Big Black," and I pointed him out. And my girl's phone was almost fully charged. My wife's phone. And all of a sudden, I point him out. I say, "Hey, there's Big Black," and then he just shuts the camera equipment down. My GoPro on the head got shut off. The camera from the live stream got shut off, and I tried turning it back on, and nothing. I got out of the woods, got home, turned the camera back on, came back on, and it was like 79%. So I definitely didn't want me filming them, so they can stop your live stream. Dead on track. Shut your phone off and all that. So I've had that happen. They literally shut my phone off. Like quick too. Dang, there's like a peekaboo spot there, guys. I never noticed that. Because they change it around out here all the time. They do different hideouts and all that. But yeah, there's a peekaboo spot right here. And there's like a chill spot right here. So they can be sitting right here at nighttime watching me go by. And now I know to keep an eye out because there's a hole here. A chill, what I call a peekaboo. A hideout. Right through here too. That's kind of funny because I said that and then I said, ooh. Oh, wow. Looks like a nest. That's up off the ground though. That's in the tree. This little cluster of stick. There's like, man, the camera don't do justice. Yeah, that's like it's like sticks all around the whole pine tree going up, or some kind of tree. Only that's pine tree. This is a tree. Then it has, wow, if I can get it back in where it's at, it's hard. Right here. If you see, this stick is shaved and it comes down. See it right there? See the stick? It comes up here and it's broke and it's shaved. It's got like little pieces missing, the bark missing off from it going down through there. It comes up and it goes right into that nest. And this is up in the air, guys. This ain't on the ground. This is up in the air. Because I can show it. Probably I can't see, but there's the bottom part. If I'm guessing, I'm aiming at it. That's a hideout for the kids. You can see it too. The stick goes right up, and you can tell that stick is well worn out too. Well worn out. It goes right up into the nest. The nest is probably 12 foot up, 10 foot up, 10 to 12 foot. There's another angle. Let's see if I can get another angle of it. Let me see right there. See right there. There's the stick. It goes up into the nest. You can't even see the nest from this side. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. Okay, so when I was walking the other day, when that stick got thrown at me in the trail, it was like right up in here. Let's see. I was walking the trail and it was like right in here where the stick got thrown at me. So it could have came from that hole. I don't know, think about it, because if it was coming at my feet like a boomerang and then it hits, and it was funny because I was walking and I was looking this way, I bet it was right there. And the hair was like 6. Maybe it's one of the babies. Yep, that's what I'm thinking. It was one of the babies. Probably throwing a stick at me because that's the one I chased up on the hillside that one. It was mad at me, threw a stick. That's funny. Yeah, that's funny. Ooh, 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 ooh. That odor is strong, bro. Where are you? Show yourself. Please. Come on, show yourself to Songa. Don't be afraid. You know Songa loves you. Boy, that was strong. You ever smell anything weird?
No.
Like a skunk smell, like smelly smell?
Oh, I did out near the front a little bit.
Hey, you smell that?
Yeah.
And then it goes away?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's kind of funny. It doesn't linger like a skunk would.
Right.
it's only there for a little bit and then it's gone, and then it's like it dissipates or whatever, almost like perfume or whatever.
Yeah.
You ever see anything weird out here?
I haven't.
No?
No. You?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like what?
I see a lot of weird stuff. I got a YouTube channel, the Great Outdoors Biggie YouTube channel, whatever, and it shows a lot of stuff that I find out here.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Just don't get scared though.
I'll try.
She just confirmed that she smells that skunky smell. She said, yeah, I did when I first came in. She's like, yeah, it was there for a second and then it's just gone. I don't know this lady, guys. Never met her the other day. And I couldn't lie to her. She said, have you seen anything out here? And I'm like, yeah. She told me straight up, no, she ain't seen nothing. Hopefully she doesn't get too scared when she sees. Hopefully she doesn't get too scared when she sees the videos. Most people just blow it off and they think you're crazy anyway, so who cares? A lot of people don't believe in mythical creatures and believe in Sasquatches and all that. So all they got to say is there's too much evidence in the world not to believe in these creatures. There's too much videos, too many tracks, too many signs. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of people stage stuff, a lot of people fake stuff, you know. You got to take the fake from, you got to have boots on the ground. You got to know what you're looking at. You got to know, like somebody's like, oh, there's a break right there. That's a Sasquatch. No. Breaks, there could be natural breaks. You know, tree limb, could be wind, could be snow damage, could be, you know, you got to look for the twist. You got to look for, you know, hideouts. Like, is there hideouts, you know, like this right here, big old hideouts. You got to look for, like, spots that they can get into. You got to look for trails. And I'm telling you, when you find a trail, like you can see this, the trail will go in, right? And then it opens up to, like, the left. Most of the time it's to the left. Like, I've had a trail open up one time and it went to the right one time. Most of the trails that I find, they go in, they go to the left, or they go, like I said, every now and then they go to the right. And I'm coming up here to show you. This trail goes in and it goes off to the left. This trail, where's it? I think it's up farther. Yeah. Well, this one here, they put sticks in the way. The one I came through the other night. Like, where I came out the other night. Like, I don't know why you do this. It's weird. But see that? I didn't do this, guys. Like, see the stick sitting on the branch and it's laying across the trail? They blocked that spot where I came through the other night. I don't know why they do that. They do this stuff. You gotta look out for stuff like this. This is stuff they do. It's mind blowing. I don't get what it means. Like, I don't understand the reasoning or the logic behind why they do that. I go in certain spots, certain trails, and they block it. Like, look at that bend right there. Huh. I didn't even notice that. I know it's their little spot to hang out, the babies do. See it? A little bend. That's right there by the trail that they came out. Maybe that's why. Because it's the baby's den and they don't want me in there. But I notice they do that a lot. And I showed people too, like the sticks hanging in the dens, by the dens or whatever, where like if you go in, the stick will fall and they'll know if you're in there. So when I go in, I always hold on to it and then I go in and go past it. This is kind of weird. I sat down here to see because this is the one trail you go in, right? That goes off to the left. And if you look, let me get up. I sat down for a minute. Check this out. Broke, snap. Broke, snap. Broke, snap. Broke, snap. Broke. They literally broke all that. That one back there broke. That's the trail that goes in and it goes around and goes up and in there. I don't know, kind of neat. The same way when it comes back across, when it goes up in this trail. Broke. This one's setting. It comes down. Oops. Forgot I can't turn it sideways. It comes down into a fork. And then this one's just placed in there. That's like a spear type. It looks like a spear, like it's been sharpened in it. I don't know. To me, it looks like a spear. Like it's been sharpened in it. Kind of weird. Kind of weird. I want to put together, I think I'm going to have to do it. I want to put together a video of the signs to look for when you're hunting Sasquatches, like tree bends, tree bakes, huts, forts, sounds, smells, stuff like that. Because every time I look it up or whatever, I'm like, signs of how they know you for signs to see if Sasquatch is in the area or what to look for. Nobody ever has a good video that tells you anything. So I'm gonna make one. Because there's no expert, so but I tell you this, boots on the ground, getting out there, learning the clan, learning what they do, collaborate. Then this is the biggest thing that I cannot get enough into people's heads. You have to help other channels. You have to collaborate. You have to talk to other channels, because if you live in Michigan, you live in Pennsylvania, the other person lives out in California, another person lives in Texas. Now, I want to collaborate with all these different ones that are actually having sightings, actually getting out there with boots on the ground and all that, because the thing is I want to know, like, are they doing the same thing? Do they smell over there? Are they smelling? Do they smell like that? Like here, they smell spring, summer, fall, winter. Somebody says, oh, that's only during mating season. They only do it one time a year. I hate to tell you guys right now, it's more than one time a year. I smell them like all the time. Through winter, fall, summer, spring, doesn't matter. So I call bluff, man. And don't get me wrong, I've had some of them come up on me that don't stink. You don't smell them. I've had some come up on me and they got that pungy odor. But anyway, I want channels to collaborate with other channels, because that way we can learn, we can teach each other. We can say, hey, look, we're finding sticks broken off with the roots upside down or whatever, marking trails and stuff, like big game trail or trails that they take or whatever. Like the doorway I just explained to y'all, how it goes in, it cuts to the left. Or Are they finding doorways, hideouts? Are they finding hideouts, and how tall are the hideouts? And are you finding tree bends? How big are the tree bends? Are you finding footprints? You know, like I was watching a channel the other day or whatever, a documentary or whatever, and the lady was like, yeah, we found 6-toe prints. I'm like, wow. And they actually said it was on like this big show or whatever. Well, it's kind of funny. I've been sending them information about 6 toes, and then now all of a sudden now the 6 toes stuff's coming out. See, I've been sending these big channels. I'm talking about like, you know, like Dr. Meldrum style. I said Dr. and Josh knows. I send Meldrum. I send that Marana, the one from Expedition Bigfoot. I sent that other dude, Cliff Brackman. I sent everybody all these pictures of these casts that we casted of 6 toes, and I showed them the 6-finger handprints that I had off from my canopy in PA and off the chair. And they come back and they're all like, "Oh, 6 toes. There ain't no such thing. That's you're hoaxing. You're a faker. You're this. You're that. Oh, that's a bear print. Oh, this is that." And these are high dogs. And I'm like, dude, all you have to do is sit down and look at the print. You can see the ridges in it, like from your thumb. You know how you got that little line right there? You can see that in the toe prints. And they're like, "Oh, no." I'm like, dude, I thought Dr. Meldrum says, oh, that's how he tracks these ones, and he can tell if one's been in this area or one's been across the country or whatever in another spot. And I'm like, dude, I'm sending you this stuff because I want to see your opinion. And all these high people, they're all phony baloney, fake it to make it. But you know, whatever. It is what it is. You gotta fake it to make it. Oh well, I guess that's what you gotta do. He turned me down. Like Meldrum was like, "Oh, that's bear print. You can see the double step, blah blah blah." I was like, "Show me the double step, dude, because there ain't no double step in that." Well, you don't have the other one. You only got one side. Where's the other side? I'm like, come on, Meldrum, really? You think people are gonna have? It's very unlikely somebody has the right and the left. That's very unlikely. Very unlikely, highly unlikely that somebody would have a right and a left. Very unlikely. You would have to be in the field all the time and literally know their every move, where they hang out and all that, just to get a right and a left. But, you know, I try to be nice to them and all that, and, you know, try to send them stuff. And I don't know, people don't get into the 6 toes. They don't get into the 6 fingers. That's why I think I don't have a lot of subscribers. A lot of the reason why I don't have a lot of subscribers is they say, "Hey, your channel is boring." I'm like, dude, every time you go out, you don't hear whoops, you don't hear knocks, you don't hear grunts, you don't hear, you know? That's like going ghost hunting. Every time you go ghost hunting, you find something? No. Every time you go ghost hunting, you don't find something. But it is what it is. And I can assure you this. I barely have money for cameras, barely have money to keep the phone on to do lives. So can't afford nothing to be faking and making it. What you see is what you get. What you learn is from me being out here and learning this and tracking. And I do stuff off cameras. Like, people don't realize this. I'm in here walking around looking for prints. I'm not on camera. I'm in here and I'm trying to bond with them and hanging out, and, you know, I give them space too. I back off and I let them do their thing. They'll come to me and tell me when they want me to come and feed them and all that, because I give them bells. And how I know they want food is they come to my house and I'll hear the bell, ding, 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 in the window. And if you guys don't remember, every time Songa was gifting them, I would ring the bell. So when they want food, they come to the house and they ring the bell. Well, I got to where I was like, oh, cool. I'll put a bell on my porch. So I have 2 bells on my porch. They're cast iron. And I'm like, you can ring this one or you can ring that one. So if, say, for instance, they don't have the bell or they lost the bell, whatever, vice versa, they still have a way to ring a bell. I was in my bed and I heard the bell ring, and I put the tape recorder in the window all night long. Didn't get the bell ringing. I've had them do this, and I've talked to Mama on the channel about it, and I talked to Josh about it. Just watched out of PA, my brother, Josh Trainer. Anyway, I talked to them about it. I told them about it. Keep hearing something. Okay, I open up my back door and I let my dogs out. This is like after they come around the house and I smell the smell. It was kind of funny because I was watching Mama's live stream the other day and she was talking about it, so I'm gonna let you guys know. I let the dogs out and people think, oh, well, that's got the bark missing. They're like, oh, they're gonna kill. That's got the bark missing. They're gonna kill your dog, and Sasquatches kill your dog and take your dogs. Well, the Sasquatches that I deal with, they don't do that. I opened up the door one night as the dogs were barking, and then all of a sudden, the dogs shut up. I'm like, well, that's kind of odd. So I opened up the door, and I heard, ooh. And I heard, which Mama says they do it too, and I've heard it too. They said, shh. And then they were like, shh. Like hissing and like shooing at the same, like all together at the dogs. Look at that one. It's just standing straight up. Just standing right there, standing straight up. Huh. It's kind of wicked. And they were doing that to my dogs. And I always tell the dogs when I let them out every night. My girl won't let them out at night because she's not into letting them out at night because she knows, you know. So she won't let them out at night. So I let them out at night, and then the reason why is because she sees them peeking in her windows. She smells them. She's like, "Babe, your friends are here." And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "They've been here for a while." She's like, oh, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "You smell that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I smell that. I've been smelling that." They come up to the living room first. I've been smelling that for a few hours now. And it's funny because they'll come up and they'll slap the house. They'll come up and they'll hang out on the porch. They'll look in my windows. The other day they were in the window. I'm watching TV, and I'm watching a show or whatever, a movie, and all of a sudden I hear, like kind of like a little. It's almost like a little, like how they laugh. They do like a, you know, like a little laugh, and it was laughing at the TV, which I thought was kind of neat. And so I turned the TV, I opened up the curtains, and I turned the TV sideways so they can actually see the TV from the window. And that thing hung out there all the way until morning time, just chilling, watching TV with me. Just laughing away. You can hear it out there grunting and all that. And then people are like, well, why don't you record it? Sandra, why don't you put a tape recorder? Why don't you put a video camera? I've done this, guys, over and over, more than once. There's nothing there. They don't want to be on camera, they're not going to be on camera. They don't want to be on audio, they're not going to be on audio. I just heard something down over the hill. Oh, yeah, Angel. Yeah, that's true. Oh, they're throwing something at me. Dang, why is it every time I talk? Yeah, they're throwing like little acorn things. This spot here, they always throw stuff at me, which is kind of funny. They just threw like a little acorn at me. But yeah, they do. They pick who can hear them, who can see them, and I'm still trying to figure out. Still trying to figure out certain things. I don't like to give away details and all that because people think you're crazy. You know, they think that they're like, well, you can't prove that and you can't prove this. Like I was out here on a live, and I was walking through, and I came across this spot in the woods at nighttime, and it told me in my mind, ambush, kill zone. Well, I said it out loud on the live stream, and then when I looked at the tree, I'm walking through, and I look at the tree, and there was 3 claw marks going across the tree. That's a short on one of my things. I showed it, and I showed it in the live. There's 3 claw marks going across the tree, and they said that was an ambush and a kill spot. So that's where they kill animals or whatever, or something. I'm guessing. I don't know, or an ambush spot. And it was kind of weird because it was like a ravine that V'd in, and it was like a blind built there across the ravine thing or whatever, and it was just weird. But to get to your thing or whatever about them picking people, yeah, they do pick people. Like Chris couldn't hear him at first and all that, and then now he can hear him and all that. And he doesn't come out as much. If you guys notice, he don't come out that much. And he makes up excuses. Oh, I'm too tired. Oh, I don't feel like it. Oh, I don't this, or oh, I don't that. Mud did the same thing. You guys remember him coming on the channel? Oh man, I gotta work. Oh, I got this, or my life's too busy. I got this, I got that. And then he tells me, oh, I ain't scared. And then he comes out here, and you guys watched his live stream. Everybody watched it. That follow the channel. That boy was scared. Ain't gonna lie, he was scared. He didn't even want to go by himself. I had to send his kid with him so he can feel like he was comfort, with somebody with him. And he says, oh, I ain't scared, and trying to act like Billy bad, I'm like, whatever, dude. My wife, she comes with me, and then she's like, babe, I don't want to go out there or whatever. I don't feel safe, and she's like, it's not my thing or whatever, and I don't like what happens when I'm out there. I'm like, what do you mean you don't like what happens? She's like, yeah, I'm not, the things running up on us, the smell, them peeking out from behind the trees, them, throwing stuff at us, and she's like the noises that they make, and she's like, I know they're real, and she's a skeptic. She didn't believe in them. She had her first encounter. She seen one in the daytime. We were at Fort Custer at the cabin. She looked out the window, and boom, it was just standing there. And then all of a sudden, she's like, babe, look. And then she was telling my sister, she said, hey, look. My sister stood up or whatever and went towards the window, and it vanished. It disappeared right in front of her, and she's like, how? I'm like, that's what they do. But yeah, I'll be sitting at home or whatever, and in the house watching TV or whatever, and I can hear whoops and hollers and stuff coming from over here, which is kind of weird. So I know they picked certain people because, like I said, they picked Chris the one night to growl at him. I didn't hear the growling. The people would be on the live stream too. They'd be like, hey, Biggie, did you hear that grunt? No. Hey, Biggie, did you hear that growl? You don't hear that low grumble growling? No. Biggie, do you see them? They're standing right in front of you. No. Because the camera picks them up like ghosts sometimes. So I don't see them. It's not till I go back and watch the video and analyze it or whatever, and then actually see them in the video, because something about the camera lens, when they're cloaked or they're, mirror imaging, whatever, hiding, you don't catch it right away. But when you go back and watch the video, you see them in there, you see them duck, you'll see them, like that's how I got pictures and videos. And you can go to my the Great Outdoors Biggie Facebook group, chat group page in there. It's private. You can go in there, just don't do nothing negative, don't be negative, otherwise you get the boot. But go in there and look at my pictures, stuff from the lives, stuff that people found through the live streams. Now I know I have a friend that does it, CP and Tarla. There's a couple other people that do it too, that find a lot of the stuff. But there's also times, they get overwhelmed and all that, and if you find something in one of the videos, just shoot the timestamp it. You could take a picture of it. You could video, like I used to use my phone when I watched them on the big screen, and I would take a little short clip of it. And then I found out if you type in the timestamp underneath the video, but you got to use the time thing, the two little dots in between each of the thing, it will highlight it, and then people can click on it, and it'll go right to the part of the video where it's at. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then you can also clip it and put in like a little clip so it plays over and over, and then you can share that too. So I thought that was kind of neat. So you find something or you see something, do it like that. If you guys want to share stuff, from your hunts, you got questions, the community is great. The family that we have that we're building on the channel, they give out advice. If they don't know something, they'll say, hey, talk to this person. Or if I don't know it, I'll say, hey, talk to my brother, talk to this person, talk to that person, But there's a lot of stuff that I know I don't share. There's stuff that's happened to me. There's stuff that's happened to Squatch Topic PA. Stuff that's happened to Mama Bear Claw, Mama Rain Feather, that we all didn't talk about. All right, guys. Anybody got any other questions? Let's see. Oh, here we go. My husband got to finally hear what we call the seminal chatter, but I couldn't hear it. I'm glad he experienced that. Oh shoot. Experienced that. I've heard it before, but not that time. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. They pick certain people to hear stuff. They pick certain people or whatever. It's kind of weird how that works. So I know what you're talking about, for real. That's true. And I was on a live stream or whatever, and I heard chattering or whatever and all that, and I go back and listen, and you can't even hear the chattering. And then one time I heard the chattering or whatever, and you could hear it in the live stream, But I don't know, sometimes I hear grunts, and I'm like, I heard a grunt. Oh, I hear a knock. And then sometimes you go back and you play the audio and you don't hear it. But you hear it when you're out here, and it's loud too. And then there's sometimes that I don't hear nothing, and then people are like, hey, Biggie, check out, timestamp 164:32 or whatever. You'll hear this low grumble growl, and I put it on there, and I'm like, wow, and I blow it up on I got a big surround sound system, whatever, big old 18s and all. So it rattles stuff off the walls. I'll crank that up just so I can hear it. And I've heard voices, like spirits, come up and just talk into this thing, talking to the camera. Like I started a live stream the other day, and man, there was a creature. There's something dead over there, guys. And that's kind of weird because that's the spot that I was in. I don't know if I can get this thing to churn or what. Let me see. There's something dead over there, though. I don't know if you guys can see them circling around, the vultures. There's 3 of them right now. Up there soaring in the sky. But yeah, something dead over there. And that's kind of weird. That's because that's where that it thing chasing me up from. Some people hear or feel or sense, yes. Like myself, I can feel, sense, and hear them. I taught my children and others. Yeah, because Songa has a thing where he can sense stuff. I can tell if something's off to the right, off to the left, behind me. I can watch people's live streams too and do the same thing, because it's kind of funny, because me and him will get together or whatever, and we'll text each other on the side, because you don't want to do it in the live stream. But I'll be like, Mom, I don't feel nothing. And she'd be like, Yeah, I don't feel nothing either. She's like, I thought it was just me. And I'm like, they're like, oh, there's a Bigfoot right there standing there and it's doing this and it's doing that. And I'm like, I don't sense nothing. And then there's channels that I watch and I'm like, wow, it's off to the left, it's off to the right. And then they just blow you off, you know? So I stopped helping channels out like that because you don't get nothing from it, you don't gain nothing from it. And they act like, you don't know what you're talking about, you know, you don't know nothing. And you know what's funny is everybody remembers that's old school from the channel. Songa started out helping a channel called ODU, Outdoor University. I used to find all of his findings. I used to find all of his stuff in there. I used to post it. And I found a lot of cool stuff. And I also, when I was doing the stuff, I noticed that there was some stuff that was going on that I'm like, why you staging that? Why you doing this? Why you doing that? You know, I don't really like talking about channels though, but I called them out and all that, and people got mad or whatever and said, well, you're just mad and you're just this and that and you're just, jealous and da da da, and they're getting better evidence and they're this and that and whatever. Because you know what, the person that sat there and said, well, I'm the only channel getting pictures in the daytime. I'm the only channel that gets evidence. I'm the only channel that's got footprints. I'm the only channel this. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna call your bluff. Well, I got hair samples or whatever. It's big clumps of hair, like this much, whatever. And I hate to tell you, they don't lose it like that. It's not fur like that. Everybody thinks, oh, I got some Sasquatch hair, and then they send it off. Well, it comes back, oh, that's not Sasquatch hair, that's bear hair, or that's, yeah, because that's fur. That's fur. So, if you're getting big clumps like that, nope. Nope. I'm gonna tell you straight up, nope. Because when I find Sasquatch hair and all that, it's like one or two strands. It's like our hair. It's like our hair on their body, not fur, hair. And I'd say this, and people are like, "Oh, you can't prove that. You don't know what you're talking about." Blah, blah, blah. Well, I have 2 hair samples right now that were found, and it was only single strands. And the thing is I lose a lot of people. They say I'm crazy, but yet they keep coming back, trying to learn from me, listening how I do stuff, how I hunt stuff. So obviously, I'm not too far gone. It's kind of neat. This little root. But I learned a lot of stuff on my own, man. Like just getting out here, boots on the ground, and I share the stuff with the channels, and I share stuff with other people, and I just want people to know, man. Like, you know, learn what I'm learning, and see if they're having the same things in their spot. Like because if you're having the same things going on in your spot, and don't get me wrong, don't go out there and try to fake it. Don't go out there and pull a stick up and put it upside down and put it in the ground and put X's out there and tripods, and don't do that. Don't fake nothing. There's no reason to go out there and fake anything. If you're doing it and there's not nothing there, move on and find a spot where they're at. Build a bond with them, and don't go out there and people are always like I know another channel. Oh, we're going over here to this spot. Oh, we're going over here to this spot. Oh, we're going over here to this spot. We're going to this spot. We're going to that spot. We're going to this spot. That's cool and all, but you know what? You ain't getting nothing from that because you ain't building a bond with them. If you're not building a bond with these creatures, what are you doing? You're like, oh, this spot here is active. You go in there and then you run out like, oh, well, yeah, this spot's active, and then you don't go back. And I know people follow channels or whatever. They know what channel I'm talking about. You can't just keep going to all these different locations, and then once in a while, oh, I'm gonna pop back up over here, or I'm gonna pop back over there. I'll tell you the reason why you do that, and I can tell you the reason why you do that. I can tell you the reason why you go to this spot, to that spot, to this spot, to that spot, and you don't build a bond with them and all that. It's because you're scared when something does happen, and then on top of it, a lot of times you're full of because you ain't finding nothing. You're just making the shit up. I don't like to cuss. I kind of slip, but it is what it is. I keep it real. The reason why I don't have good videos and stuff, I don't have good cameras. I'm bored. But I do this because this is a passion of mine. I love doing this. And I started a YouTube channel because I wanted to show people what I was finding, stuff that I was seeing, bring them along. And then when people talk about you and sit there and say, "Oh, he's faking it. Oh, he's that." You know what? Look at the channels that are not faking it. That have the 6 toes and all that. They're not faking. That are doing their thing. We have less than 1,000 subscribers, and the ones that are out there that are real big, that are doing what I say, faking it to make it. 2 point K, 2 point something, 3 point something, 5K, 10K. And it's like, because they make their channel interesting because they're always doing something to get people in an uproar. Like, oh, they're finding stuff. Oh, they're seeing stuff. Oh, they're finding drags. Oh, they're doing this. Oh, they're doing that. You know, they're keeping the suspense going. And I know my channel is boring. I can tell you straight up, it's boring because you don't always see everything. You don't always hear everything. You don't, you know. You go out some days and it's just boring. You're like, oh, well, that's a boring video. I get people that text me that all the time. Well, I'll sit there and I'll never get that hour back of my life. I don't want to watch your videos because it's boring. You don't have nothing in your area. See, that's where you're wrong. You do. But not every time you go out, something happens. Not every time. Not every time. I got that smell again. There's like a little hole over there, and I seen something moving around there. Turn my back to the camera or whatever. Oh man, y'all missed that. I turned around and there was a woodchuck running across the field. That was kind of neat. Trying to see if my dogs are out. You know what I noticed too, which is funny, is on the channel or whatever, they let people bring their dogs out here all the time to run this field and all that. And it's funny because when I come out here at nighttime, I see the dogs running the field or whatever, the same. And it's not the people's dogs or whatever, like humans' dogs or whatever. It's dogs, like the Doberman. I see them out here because they're big. They're about as big as me. I'm 6'2", 329 pounds. I'm a big boy. Let me see if I can see if there's any juice in this bad boy. Just turn it around. That's kind of weird. It's supposed to follow me. Stop. That's weird. It just stopped. It's lit up. Yeah, it's lit up. What the heck? Yeah, it's working now. That was kind of weird. It stopped, and that's where I seen that. Let's see. That pile there. Come on, now why you keep doing that? That pile there. That night, that's where I seen that it climb up on the backside of that thing, and it stuck its head up. Then it went down, and it was sitting on the side, and it was all body was all white, and it was looking at me. And then I went after it, and then it took off into the wood line. It stopped again, right in the same spot. I think that thing is weird. I'm just doing it so it's behind me, so if you guys see anything, I don't get why it moved like that, but whatever. See, I moved my head. It's not moving with my head. Not if I move my body, so it moved from there, and that was quick though. It went like back like that. I didn't move like that. Maybe I caught something in the back moving like that. Who knows? But yeah, if you work with other channels and all that, man, I like to collaborate and work with other channels and see if they find the same stuff and doing, try to do the same stuff in the areas or whatever when they go out. Try to do little things here and there to see if we can get the same reactions from these Sasquatches. And that I like to find people that are kind of like researching the same area over and over. Just so for the simple fact is, I don't want people that are going out there and just trying this and just going willy nilly here and here and here and there and there and here. You got to build a relationship with your Sasquatches. You have to find a spot that is your hot spot, and you have to keep interacting with them and getting them to receive your gifts and to see if they give you gifts back. Like I've had them give me rocks. Like I didn't even notice it though. Like I guess in a way I wasn't really paying attention. I brought Chris with me, and Chris was like, "Hey, you notice something?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "I've been out here a whole bunch of times at the gifting tree." Chris like, "I've been out here a whole bunch of times," and he's like, "I've never seen a rock sitting here right right in the path of the gift where the gifting tree is." And I was like, "You know what? I never even paid attention, bro. Like I never even thought to look, like to see. I guess in a way I never looked to see for a rock or whatever. And sure enough, in the um in the trail or whatever was on the way to the gifting pile was a rock. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit to get you guys that wood line. I keep smelling that smell, and I know it's coming from that way because the wind is the wind is blowing from that way. So that means it has to be coming from, I don't know. It has to be coming from behind, but it ain't nothing behind me. It's open field. It's kind of weird. I keep seeing stuff in the openings, guys. See the opening right there? Right there. Can I get in there? Oh, I'm zoomed in. Opening. And then there's another opening right here. I'm going to zoom back a little bit. I'm seeing stuff. You received a twig down? Like, yeah. But yeah, I got a rock or whatever that was gifted to me there. I wasn't even paying attention. Like Chris came out and he was like, this was just the other day when we came out a couple days ago, I think it was. When we came out and we were looking for prints. I came out a couple days and then Chris was like, well, go out after it rains or whatever and look. So that's why I'm out here today because it rained really hard last night. And that's why I came out today. And he was down there and he was like, bro, he's like, and it was one of these rocks from up here, guys. Like it was one of the rocks that from the rock pile that I was showing. It was a rock from up here, but it was weird because it was down there in the gifting spot. It was like literally right where you walk in. Like in me, I could have just tripped over it, because I wasn't paying attention. And I think the reason why is because I don't really look at the ground right there off the trail when I first go in because I don't know, I don't never pay attention like that. I always look at my surrounding around me, and I'm not really looking down at the ground too much at night. I just heard something over there. It was a stick breaking there. Up in there. Definitely something moving. I just heard the grunt. But it came from this way. Up in that spot right there. Tilt this camera up a little bit. Up in there. Like up in here. The grunt came from there. But yeah, like I can't believe they actually gifted me. So I was like, wow, Chris. It took me to have Chris out here to notice it. Chris was like, hey, he's like, have you ever noticed this rock sitting down here before? I'm like, no. I'm like, dude, come on now. We went through here and we cleaned all this out right through here, whatever. So that way we could get in there, whatever. And we moved a couple sticks that were sitting there, so we can actually not trip at nighttime in there. And I'm like, as well as I know, there was no rocks there. And he's like, yeah. He's like, I think they gifted you. Which is kind of funny because I noticed at my house there was a rock there that they brought and left the rock at the house. I have it still sitting on the porch. They gift rock. Kind of cool, I guess. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. Let's see if we can get in there. Oh, as far as it zooms. Okay. This, because I'm zoomed out, so I got to put my finger way out in front of this camera somewhere. Right? Okay, here we go. I'm coming in. Right in that hole right there, I seen a red figure come out right there and then go back into that little hole right there. Like it just popped out. Like it wasn't all the way out in the field though. It came out of the wood line, stood at the edge of the wood line. It was all red. It almost looked like my truck red. But just a little bit darker. It came out and how I noticed it was all red. And then it went right back, it faded right back into the wood line. It was like smooth too. It was like it came out, it was like red, and then it like went right back in, all slow and smooth. And tripod was on my foot. Sorry, man, that was neat. And I noticed this too though. When you see stuff like, you'll see something like you'll question yourself because you'll see like a head, and then it'll like duck behind the tree, or you'll see a head and it'll pop down, or you'll see a body, or you'll see a shadow at nighttime, or you start to your mind starts to question itself. It's like, did I really just see that? And then what cracks me up about the situation is it's like you're you're doing the investigation, and you see it, and then you stop for a minute, and you're like, wow, your brain takes a minute. Oh wow, I see it now. It's over there in the tree line. It just popped up right by that tree where the trees are, all the little group of trees. There's something over there moving around though, and it's human size. So I'll just tell you that. Because you sit there and tell people, oh, it's a Sasquatch. They're like, yeah, how you know it's a Sasquatch? Uh, it's like a human, and it's reddish, and it's all one color. And I don't think anybody's gonna be out in a suit, and it's hot out, trying to kill themselves to play that they're imitating a Sasquatch. And how would they know to be out here at the time that I'm out here right now? I mean, come on now, it don't make no sense. But whatever. But anyway, like I was saying, ooh, dang, I was looking behind me because I heard a noise. Sorry, guys. I know you guys are probably like, wow, man, he's crazy. He's not gonna. Okay, my bad. I kicked it. I'm sorry. Okay, anyway, your mind plays tricks on you though, because you're like, wow, did I see that? Did I really? Like when I do ghost hunting and stuff too. You'll see entities, you'll see spirits, you'll see stuff like when I turned the camera off the other night, I seen the silhouette standing in the trail and stuff. And when you see it, your mind plays tricks on you. Like, did I really just see that? And then you're like, you blow it off because your mind does a thing or whatever. Like if it doesn't physically see it, it blows it off. It just like you'll forget about it. You're just like, oh, okay, yeah, I seen that, but it could have been anything. It could have just been my mind playing tricks. That's what people think. It's just a mind thing. It's my mind playing tricks, or I'm tired, or. But a lot of times, you're right because you did see something. Like 99% of all the times, you've seen something. It's not your mind playing tricks. So I question everything all the time. I'm like, did I really just see that? Did I really just see that? Did I just see that? Sometimes I see it and I don't even say nothing because I'm so used to seeing stuff. I don't even say nothing. And then people are like, Biggie, did you see that thing standing right in front of you? I'd be gone. One of my friends from the channel, his name's John. He said, Biggie, do you see that standing right there in front of you? I said, yeah. You talking about this Sasquatch that I'm looking face to face with? Yeah, I see it standing there right there in that hole. He's like, bro, I'd be hightailing out of there, ducking my tail and running. I'm like, yep, a lot of people would be, but I'm used to it. And then somebody said the other day on another channel I was in, they were like, hey, we seen your live, dude, and you ran or some shit. And I'm like, I didn't run. I'm like, why do you guys keep saying that? I'm like, I did not run. Yeah, you did. And I'm like, no, I didn't. I walked a little faster up that trail because some things were in there, but I wasn't running. Oh, you're scared of them. I'm like, I ain't scared of them. You got me messed up, bro. I come out and do this by myself. He just said bye. Bye, everyone. Oh, Mama's leaving. Yeah, I gotta get dinner going too. It's already been 2 hours and 26 minutes. I probably should wrap this up. All right, guys. Thanks for coming out and looking for prints with me, and thanks for the little walkthrough hunt. I wasn't planning on, but it's been real. It's been fun. Hopefully, you guys learned some stuff. If you guys have questions or anything, you can hit me up or whatever. It is what it is. Till next time. This is Biggie from the Great Outdoors Biggie YouTube channel. You can check me on the Facebook group at the Great Outdoors Biggie, and you can also check out my Facebook page, the Great Outdoors Biggie, and you can follow us on I think it's TikTok and Instagram. I think it is. It's under the Great Outdoors on there. I just seen something move over here to the left. Oh, I know. I've been straight up from day one. I don't like to get on other people though, but it is what it is. I just try to tell people, that I keep it real or whatever, and I'm not here to fake nothing, and I don't get why all these other people throw all this stuff at me and say that I'm faking and I'm out here trying to fake it to make it, and I'm like, whatever. You guys got more followers than me or whatever, so obviously y'all are doing something that you shouldn't be doing. So I know another channel that does it because I've seen the prints. They're all the same size toes and the same size print. You come on now, you don't find the same size print every time you go out. You only, whatever. But it is what it is. All right, well, I'll keep a squatching if you keep a watching. Biggie's out. Holla. Yes, he has. Guess who has? Oh, kept it real. Yeah, for real, straight up. That's what I do. Enough of me rambling, I guess, guys. It's starting to get dark though. It's getting peaceful now. All right, love you guys. Peace. Let's get it 2 minutes and 30 seconds, or 30 minutes. Let's go 20. Let's go 45 more seconds. You guys noticed that the birds and stuff just started picking up? I don't know if you guys noticed that or not. Sometimes I feel like somebody's watching me. That's what pops in my head when I'm out here. All right. Love, peace, and squash grease.